up everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We will continue working on putting out a lot of great meta relevant content for you guys to help you become a better competitive player, whether that's deck profiles, how-tos, how to beats, things like that. So today we're going to talk about some top decks from a tournament we held on Facebook not too long ago. It ended up being 5 rounds of Swiss, and then we did a top 4 cut. We have 3 of the top 4 decks for you guys, so let's go ahead and show you one of those top 4 decks. This deck actually was first place after Swiss, going 5-0, and here we see it was none other than
Dinosaurs. So this deck is very, very good, guys, and I had the great pleasure of playing him in the top cut, and I actually did end up beating him, so that was really, really cool that we took out the guy who went undefeated throughout Swiss. So we see double Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, 3 Oviraptor, triple Miscellaneosaurus, 3 Baby Cerosaurus, and 1 Petite Pteranodon. And then we got double Archosaur, 1 Giant Rex, 1 Dogaron, 1 Pankratops for our dinosaur lineup. So without actually knowing his reasonings, I'm just going to kind of go through and assume based off what we know with dinosaurs. Conductor at 2 is pretty standard among dinosaurs. Oviraptor, Miscellaneosaurus are your standard 3 ofs as far as like your starters, your main play extenders, the cards that you really want to see all the time. Baby, 2 or 3 depending on your build and how you want to go about it. Usually the 1 petite is plenty. Double Archosaur, yeah. Some people ask if 1 is good, but personally I do agree that playing 2 is better, especially because if you like open 1 and you want to miss and summon 1 out of the deck, and it's nice having that second one there in case you need it. 1 Giant Rex, because who doesn't like a free card to banish that just gets resummoned after it gets banished. 1 Dogaron, I'm assuming this is mostly to out Dragoon. I mean, I guess you can out basically any problematic monster with it, and you can like normal your Oviraptor and add it to your hand, and then kaiju your opponent. So pretty good. Pankratops, if you saw our side decking video, you know how much I like this card and think it is very, very good. And that brings us to his hand trap lineup. We see 3 Gamma with the 1 Driver, triple Ash, and back here 3 Impermanents. These are my 3 favorite hand traps of the format as well. I think they cover a very good variety, and they all hit pretty good and decently hard enough. They have their benefits. Ash hitting spell and traps that like try and draw and search, Impermanents dodging chain blocking, and Gamma being a negate and destroy. So kind of interesting here. I'm assuming just to like deck thin and to not see dead cards later in the game, like the grind game, as far as why we're playing 2 Lost World, 1 Terraforming, as opposed to just 3 Lost Worlds, because you really want to get to it early in your first turn. So if you're only going to play 3 total, this is nice because if you open your Terraforming, you search your Lost World, now you have that extra card out of your deck and have a less chance of seeing another Lost World. Double Evo Pill, we're playing 2. 3 Fossil Digs, again, that's real standard. We see it as an extravagance build. Double Cosmic Cyclone mained, going with Cyclones over like Twin Twisters because of decks like Eldritch. And then the 3 Infinite Impermanents. So he actually played a Dogmatica counter, we see. I'm not sure if he actually played against any of them or if it came up. But we see the Intis and the Makaba with a Nova here, because you would just send your Intis and your Nova. Nova gets you Makaba, Intis pops a card on the field. A couple toolbox cards, Abyss Dweller turning off the graveyards, and then Tornado Dragon being able to target a spell or trap on the field and destroy it. Kind of interesting that we see he did not play the artifacts whatsoever with playing, because I know you can make like Tornado Dragon and pop your own Scythe, especially if you run like Dagda, and you can set your Scythe and then you can pop it and then just lock your opponent out of the extra deck. Fun stuff like that. 2 Dolka, 2 Lagia, extravagance, you don't want to banish both copies. Triple Link Karibo, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Penestag, and 1 Secure Gardna. I believe this is the card. Based off the image, I couldn't find anything else that it might be for both lists, actually. Hint, hint, if you're paying attention. So that's the main deck and the extra deck. Side deck, we see 3 Nibiru, 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Lightning Storm, one Cosmic, one Twin, one Harpy. So lots of back row removal, assuming that's kind of the bane of his, existence. He's got the hand traps for the combo, siding in the back row hate to take down the back row and control type decks, triple evenly matched. So I really like these types of Dino builds, like not real crazy synchro builds, not like throwing in the wind barrier statue lock, all these cards that require these other engines. This one actually didn't even play Dragoon, and it worked really, really well because he just did what Dinos do. Beat your opponent down, play these strong going second cards. If you have to go first, you maybe open to hand trap. You still put up like a Tyranno and like a Logia, and that's not necessarily like an amazing board, but it's a really solid board, and you just kind of control what your opponent can do, because when you just book a moon everything, they can't synchro, they can't link, they can't XZs with those cards because they are set. So this is one of the top 4 decks. Let's go ahead and see what was the other top 4 deck. Mekk-Knights made top 4. I don't know how many people expected that. I know the player very, very good, and he is a tremendous player. And, well, I was actually happy to not go against him because I just don't have the best of luck versus Mekk-Knights. And but it was really cool to see him make top 4 with it. We see triple purple, 3 blue, 3 Gearsu, 1 Avram, double indigo, 1 yellow, 1 red, and then World Legacy, World Chalice as another monster. So I believe that you play this one because of like the hand rip, extra deck rip play, because I know they can make calamities too, but obviously we see he is not playing that. So I would assume that would be the play he would be going for, but I actually don't see the field spell at all either. So it's just, you want to, with Mekk-Knights, you want to see your Mekk-Knight monsters and like different names, because you can like shift them around and move them and negate the whole columns that they're in, and just being able to swarm the field as much as you can, make your opponent pay for not playing their zones out and thinking about things like that. Obviously, Purple Nightfall, though, being able to banish itself to search, Blue Sky and other search are both really strong. Orcus Gearsu, really, really good for the deck because it's searchable off, your other Mekk-Knights. And then it's a Mekk-Knight, so you get the column negation when you combine it with like your secrets. So not only can your secrets target a level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which you're summoning your Mekk-Knights, you negate any monster effect that activates in the same column as a Mekk-Knight monster you control. So it's not even like this column. If you have 4 Mekk-Knight monsters, that's 4 columns negated. Like, they can just get really kind of problematic. But we do see that it is another going second strategy. We see double Ash Blossom, 3 Gamma, the driver, and he actually opted to play Fantastical Dragon Phantasme and 3 Infinite Impermanences for his hand traps. So once again, Ash, Gamma, and Imperm as the hand traps of choice. Kind of a common trend here, hey? 3 World Legacy Memories, 1 Key, 1 World Legacy Secession, 3 Dark Ruler No More main decked, 1 Lightning, 1 Harpy's Feather, just for a couple back row. We saw 2 Cosmics on the last list. This time we see a Lightning and a Harpy's Feather. 3 World Legacy Secret, 1 World Legacy Whispers, and then the 3 Infinite Impermanences. So Whispers not quite as good as the Secrets, but like you negate any other monster effects that activate in the same column, and then their spells too. So like I said, once you start swarming the field, you just really, overwhelm them and take control of the matchup. Extra deck, we do see down here that he was side decking Super Poly, so that's why we see the Dragostapelia, the 1 Predaplant, not going to try to pronounce its name, 3 Dark Monsters on the field, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon for 2 Dark Monsters, and then 1 Mud Dragon using same attribute, different types. The Mekk-Knight Orcus Gearsu that we were kind of mentioning earlier, though, it really just opens up so many plays, because if you have any other monster on board or you summon it and you get your token, you can go into Galatea, and that's a free Dingirsu. Like, it just opens up. You don't need to use your indigo and your purple or 2 level 8s to make your Dingirsu. You just make Galatea and overlay into Dingirsu, and it works out really good for you. We also see then 1 Link Spider for if he gets Nibiru'd, he can link it off And then he has, gains his columns and can continue special summoning, because you would Link Spider, say, in this zone, and you would set a spell here. Now you can special summon your Mekk-Knights between them. 1 Galatea, triple lib. So especially too with like how we mentioned Orcus Gearsu, if you can get to your lib and then you can say get your secession, get your whatever, and then you summon your Gearsu, and now you can use Gearsu and lib to go into Galatea. Lib's gonna spin a card on the field, go into Dingirsu. That's gonna send a card on the field, and you can also then use your secession or whatever card you ended up getting, because you can go for any of your World Legacy cards, and you do what you need to do. But you get a send, a spin, non-targeting. Removal is just really, really strong. 3 Mech Knight of the Morning Star. So if this card's link summon, you can discard a Mech Knight monster or World Legacy card. Add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. So pretty good. You basically just pitch a card in your hand, and then you get to pick out which card you want. And once per turn, if your Mech Knight monster battles a monster in a different column, it can't be destroyed by that battle, and you don't take battle damage. This card is a huge pain. I mean, at least with like Cyber Dragons, it is a machine, so you can clear it out that way. But you don't take battle damage, and it can't get destroyed by battle. Like, it just makes it a pain to deal with, especially once they start setting up all their negations and things like that. 1 Mekk-Knight Spectrum Supreme, and then 1 Avermax. Avermax is just so strong. I really like the targeting protection, and it's really hard to beat over it. You pretty much have to just destroy it or like kaiju it or something like that. Extra deck. We're getting close to the end here now. We see 3 Artifact Lancia, 1 Scythe, the Super Polys we mentioned, 3 Artifact Sanctum, 3 Goza Match, and 3... Sorry, that would be weird if we played 16. 2 Paleozoic Dynamishcus. So, obviously the side deck sure looks like we're built to go first, and so it's kind of interesting. Both builds so far that made top 4, we're going second builds of decks. And everyone talks about being in a go first and lose format, win the die roll, win the match format, things like that. But yet both of our top 4 decks don't want to go first game 1. This brings us to our second place deck, and without further ado, guys, we took second. We ended up losing in game 3, so that kind of stunk, but the deck performed really, really good, and we played Cyber Synchro. Yes, the deck is perfectly fine. We haven't played O-Line or Jet Synchron in quite a while, so let's go ahead and get into that list
in a few days, because we're going to break it down really in depth and show you guys the combo. So sorry, that deck profile is not in this video.
Which brings us to the first place finishing deck. Yep, Dinosaurs. Another dinosaur deck. This deck, I really just don't like going against dinos. Miscellaneosaurus is such an unfair card, and it really helps push them to be where they are. But I will say I would much rather see Dinosaurs doing well than Eldritch still, or these other decks. I don't know. Something about seeing a little bit older of a deck, and maybe it's because I actually played Dinos for a while, that I'm a little happier with it. But just being realistic, Miscellaneosaurus is really kind of broken. So I think there's a 4-card main deck and like a 3-card side deck difference between these two. We see 2 Conductor Tyranno, 3 Oviraptor, 3 Miscellaneosaurus. Only 2 Baby here, so that's one of the differences. 1 Petite, Double Archosaur, Giant Rex, Dogoran, Pancratops. And then we see the main difference here. We see Dark Magician and Red Eyes B Dragon, so we know he is playing the Dragoon package. Hand traps. 3 Gamma, Driver, 3 Ash, 3 Impermanence. So all 3 so far played these 3 hand traps. And just to let you guys in on a little secret, those are the 3 hand traps I also played. So all 4 of the top 4 deck profiles played the same 3 hand traps. Like I said, guys, Ash, Gamma, and Perm, them are the best hand traps to be main decking right now. We see 3 Lost Worlds, whereas it was 2 and 1 Terraforming in the other list. So the Dragoon package and the Lost World is the differences. We cut a Baby and the 2 Cosmic Cyclones for the Dragoon package, and then Terraforming for Lost World. Otherwise, we still have 2 Pill, 3 fossil eggs, 3 extravagance, and the deck is the same. But the extra deck is going to come with a little bit of a difference, being 2 dragoons, still 2 dolka, only 1 lagia, 1 tornado, 1 dujaris, 1 Linkaribo, 1 anima, double verde, 1 phoenix, 2 secure Gardena, and 1 access code. So I was actually kind of surprised that extravagance you didn't want more dragoon or verde, just to make sure that you don't banish it, and even possibly a second red eyes fusion. I know you don't ever play 2 of your cards like that, but when I'm playing draw cards and a card that I can't open and it's a really, really good card, I do kind of like playing 2, because I don't know, I guess I'm weird in that aspect, but like Cyber Orcust, when it first came out, like 2000, well, first became a thing, April 2019, despite Jonathan Rivas playing 1/1/1 with Symbol Nightmare Harp and doing really well with it, if you opened the Nightmare, you were in kind of a bad predicament. So I always ran 2/1/1, because then I would, no matter what, I was in a good situation. So it's just little things like that. But once again, this is another deck where I would definitely say it's, I don't want to say built to go second. It's a little catered towards it, but he is playing the Dragoon package. So putting up like one of your Dolka, your Lagia, one of them with Dragoon and Conductor Tyranno, that's a really, really strong board. And it's really easy to make. Extra, and as if Dinosaurs needed more ways to punish you and to, you know, OTK, deal damage. You have Dragoon, but also access code talk. I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he ever actually went into it, or if it was ever needed. Side deck: triple Nibiru, 1 Overtex, 3 Dark Ruler no more, 3 Lightning Storm, 2 Cosmic, 1 Harpy's Feather. So both Dinosaurs playing lots of aggro removal, and 2 evenly matched. So evenly matched, very common in the side deck, it seems. And here we go with our first place. Congratulations to him, and playing, thank you for everyone who played. I don't remember the exact total, like I said, for the players we had. I just know it was 5 rounds of Swiss, and then we went to a top 4 cut, and it was a lot of fun, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see our second place finisher, because I'll have that with actual in real life cards, if we can even remember what those are, how to play with them. So we'll show you guys that and the combos and how the deck goes, some test hands, good things there. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and can't wait until next time.